Hello, this is the hardcore legend Mick Foley, and I know when I want to keep up with the latest in wrestling news from around the world, I check in with Dead on Dave Productions. He covers a wide variety of wrestling topics, including the career of the hardcore legend. Don't miss it, Dead on Productions. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Mick Foley. I appreciate that. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Dead on Dave. Welcome back to the channel. We are doing the SmackDown review. We're going to continue to do it the way that we've been doing it with the live reactions. I'm going to watch the segment by segment breakdown, and then report to you what I think. But before we get to the SmackDown review, I want to talk about a couple of things that are just breaking from WrestleMania week. First and foremost, the participant from NXT that will be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal has been revealed. Hideo Itami has won the tournament and will be in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. That's a huge thing. I think Itami has a chance to win it. I like the guy. I think that he's ready to come up now. I don't think of everybody who's down there, even Balor and maybe even Adrian Neville to some point, Itami might be the most ready. So we'll see. We'll see what they decide to do with him. I think he can win the thing. This is kind of bittersweet because we get the news that he is in the Memorial Battle Royal, but we also find out that the Battle Royal itself has been moved off the main card and onto the pre-show. Now that all but confirms it for me that Sheamus will not be in this match. Sheamus will almost undoubtedly be in the Intercontinental title ladder match now, I would have to think. There's no reason to have him on the pre-show. I don't see, he's way too big of a star for that. His return is important. So I see him maybe not being in the match, but definitely having an impact on it. Look for him to screw somebody to make that heel turn. I think that's what we're going to see out of Sheamus. So that's kind of revealing. And the other big story, people were freaking out about Eva Marie hosting the Hall of Fame ceremony tomorrow night. That apparently is complete 100% bupkis. It's a rumor. It's not happening. It's not true. Jerry Lawler spoke to Bill Apter and said it's bullshit. So this is coming from Bill Apter saying it is just completely rumor. As of now, Jerry Lawler should still be hosting the Hall of Fame. Now, it would not surprise me if he brought Eva Marie on as a co-host. But to have her hosted on her own just didn't make sense. It didn't sit right to me when I found out about it last night. So I see probably them hosting it together. What do you guys think about that? Those are the big three stories, though, I wanted to get to before we started the SmackDown review, which we will start now. Let's check out and see what SmackDown has to offer. I know there's only 2 matches. Let's see exactly what SmackDown is bringing for their go-home show. Okay, about 3.5 minutes in, they're doing the introductions for the first match, which is Cesaro versus Jimmy Uso versus one of the Matadors, I don't give a shit which, and Big E. Something I had to stop and make reference to because it's been bugging me. Has anyone else noticed that Naomi is like seemingly really trying to be a spotlight hog? She's talking over the Usos in backstage interviews. She makes weird comments about her being a star and all this stuff, and then on entrances, she's thrusting herself in front of the boys in a weird way. I mean, like, I know that valets do this, but the way she's doing it seems just bizarre and weird and just glory hogging. Like, it's really just about her, and she's not a heel, and I don't think she's turning heel. So that's the weird thing. This is a very weird situation. And you look at someone like Natalya, who obviously is in kayfabe when she's trying to take the spotlight, but she looks more convincing. It's very weird. I'm not a big Naomi guy. I've never really been. I get her athleticism. I get why some people dig her because she's very athletic and she's very beautiful. But I don't know. I think she's sloppy and she has no control most of the time in the ring. I don't feel she hits things clean. I don't think her personality is all that attractive. Like, I don't think that she's really got that personality that makes people want to watch and be interested in her. That's just my opinion. But it's just something I wanted to bring up because, God, it was bugging me. I was watching this intro and watching him come down, and I was just like, man, she's just stepping all over her husband here. It just seems, I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. Am I crazy? Am I crazy? You just tell me. All right, thanks. Here we go. Back to the match. All right, about 10 minutes in, the match is over. The first match of the card. Friggin' Cesaro, Big E, Jimmy Uso, and one of the Matadors. The reason why I sound so damn monotone is because I don't know what it is. If I'm just sick of these competitors, if I just have no juice for the tag team match, I don't know. But this match was not good. It was just not a very well executed match. There was a lot of botches. There was a lot of slop. The spots that are usually exciting were not. It's just we've seen too much of these guys, I think. The tag team division needs fresh blood desperately. You could say what you want about the Ascension, but there's no way in my mind that I could think that the Ascension would be any worse in this situation than what we're seeing right now. I couldn't fucking fathom it, because this is bad. Like, I know Fatal 4-Ways are, usually not fantastic anyway, but better than this. The ending was terrible. Nobody was hitting their moves correctly. Cesaro looked out of sorts. Big E, he's not as impressive looking. He was at the beginning of the match, but then the match just kind of faltered away. And I'm tired of the Usos. I'm bored out of my mind with them. They are the same thing every time, whether you see Jimmy and Jay in singles competition or you see them in tag team competition. It is the exact same performance every single time. They have no versatility. They do not friggin' improvise well. It's A to B. These guys are typical A to B wrestlers, and God, it's just boring as hell to watch. The Matadors can't hit any friggin' moves properly. Cesaro's trying to do what he friggin' can. It was just a really, really bad match. And now I kind of understand even more why this match is now on the pre-show for WrestleMania, because you don't want this match on the card. Give other matches on WrestleMania more time rather than make people try to care about this direct. This is terrible. So, I don't know. Not a good start to SmackDown. Really just took my energy out. It's early in the morning for me anyway, so I'm still trying to get going. Trying to get my coffee going on. But, bad start. Let's get back to it. Let's watch some promos probably for the next 25 minutes. Oh, God. SmackDown is rough so far. Maybe I'm just not in a great mood. I don't know. Back to the action. Well, promos. Okay, about 11 minutes and some change in. I have to make reference to this. This is driving me nuts. Why is Byron Saxton so good on pre-shows and so good interviewing people in the back, but so terrible as an announcer on SmackDown? Why? He talks different. Right now, he's talking to Renee. He doesn't have a rasp in his voice. He's just talking regular. He sounds great. He's very good in this role. But when you put him on SmackDown as an announcer, he starts trying to sound like Taz and stuff. It's just bizarre, and it doesn't work. And it drives me fucking insane. Can anybody explain to me the enigma that is Byron Saxton? It's driving me apeshit. Let me know what you guys think. Is this just me? But he's great here. He's fantastic. Him and Renee. God, they really need to use Renee better. They're going to lose her. It's going to be unfortunate. She's too good. She's so good at what she does. She's the utility infielder for the WWE. Back to it. 17 minutes in, and it seems like now that the momentum has switched to where it's going to be mainly a access show. We're going to see a lot of access stuff, which is cool. Byron Saxton and Renee Young doing a lot of the talking now, introducing a lot of segments. And one they just talked about and one they just did was Brock Lesnar, which I thought was really well done. Talking about Brock re-signing with WWE and showing his announcement on ESPN, which I really enjoyed with him and Michelle Beadle. I think a lot of people are assuming, and I'm one of them, by the way, because I've been calling Brock Lesnar keeping the title for a long time. I think a lot of people who are making the assumption that now that he's officially signed, that seals the deal. He's definitely winning the belt or keeping the belt. I'm not so sure about that. I mean, watching that announcement again, it kind of seems like they're setting it up even more so for Reigns to win. And that's unfortunate if that's the case, because I feel that they've done such a good job with this portion. And I mean, not them, Brock. Because Brock making that announcement, and I understand that it was a WWE decision to have him do that, has garnered a lot of interest. But there's this part of me, this pit in my stomach that is just telling me Roman might still win this friggin' thing, and I might kill myself. So we'll see what happens. It would be quite interesting. But I just wanted to bring that up. It looks like we're going to get a lot more access, and I will be back in a few seconds. 42 minutes in, and after sitting through a whole hell of a lot of promo and access stuff, which I got to admit, I enjoyed some of it. The access stuff is cool. To look at each individual breakdown of a match is fine if I haven't had to live through this terrible build already. But you know what? That's okay. I understand what they're trying to do with it. They're trying to hook those last couple of people who may not have seen everything that's gone on, and that's completely fine. But something amazing happened. God, the sun is just coming in, and there's nothing I can do about that, guys. I'm sorry. It's amazing what happened. The Divas saved the show. They didn't even fight. Kudos to Paige, AJ, Brie, and Nikki. They just came in and absolutely gave fantastic promos. Fantastic. Not good. Fantastic. I'm really, really happy with it. It seemed real. I loved the shot that Nikki took at AJ. I thought that was brilliant. The Brock Lesnar's worked more days than you in the past year. I love that shot. It seems so personal, so real. And even some interaction between AJ and Paige. You know, AJ called Paige completely out of her mind, and if you caught it, Paige started brushing her hair back, but she did it with her middle finger. I think she was giving AJ the finger for real. I enjoyed that. It was a good promo, and it was a lot of fun to watch. Nikki has gotten a lot better in every aspect of her game. I know people don't want to give her a lot of credit, but I'm going to. I feel her wrestling has gotten better. I think her look has gotten way better because she's unique now. She has this really cool look about her, kind of a hybrid of a sports athlete and a little bit of Ashley Massaro, if you remember her, kind of combined in. And her promos have gotten a lot better. And, of course, now I have a phone call. So I took the phone call, and it was from my good friend Tommy C. And there goes an hour. I totally forgot what the hell I was saying before. I believe I was talking about the Divas. I believe I was talking about that. I hope I was. I have no idea. Tommy C. strikes again. Yeah, so, or what the hell was I talking about? The Divas, I feel, really stepped up for this promo. I think they did a good job. I still wish the title was involved, but it's not, so it is what it is. And I think there were some good shots taken. There was a lot of good emotion in it. And, oh, yeah, Nikki Bella. I was talking about the evolution of Nikki Bella. I think she deserves a little bit more credit for the things that she has done with her run. I mean, it's evolved, and she's done a good job. So back to the action. I believe it's about main event time, so let's see what the SmackDown main event holds in store for you and me. Here we go. 1 hour, 4 minutes in, and the main event is kicked off. It is John Cena, Roman Reigns, Mark Henry, and Daniel Bryan versus Kane, Big Show, Seth Rollins, and Bray Wyatt. Very strange tag teams. But, you know, I guess this is what they decided to go with to hype up all the matches. I mean, you got two people who are going to be three guys who will be on the pre-show. Big Show, Kane, and Mark Henry. You got every other match is basically represented. Bray Wyatt representing his match. Rollins representing the Orton match. Cena representing the Rusev match. Bryan representing the Intercontinental title match. And, of course, Reigns representing the heavyweight championship match. So everybody's represented, and that's fine. I don't really understand the point of this match. I mean, I guess it's a hype match, but don't you feel they could have done a little bit more here? Why not have Randy Orton instead of Mark Henry? The Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is already represented. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. I feel like they could have done something a little bit different and better, but we'll see. Let's get back to the match. All right, so the end of the match comes, and, for an 8-man tag with 3 guys who are not the best movers anymore in the world, and Henry, Show, and Kane, it wasn't a terrible match. There was a lot of good action. There was a lot of good showcase. Letting Bryan and Rollins go for an extended period of time was a good idea. Cena had some more work in this match than I think he's probably had in a long time. So there was a lot going on. I felt it was decent. It could have been a hell of a lot better. Considering this was taped after Raw, I think it's a little bit more impressive. And that could also explain why the people that were in the match were in the match. Because remember, this was taped the same night as Raw. So, it's just ways of looking at it. And it wasn't terrible. Yeah, they could have done more for SmackDown, but this was more about building interest in the storylines that are already taking place. And this match was just kind of to highlight everybody. And, I guess they accomplished that. Bryan getting the victory, I found, was somewhat surprising. Bryan hitting the knees on Big Show of all. I don't know. I guess you get the guy that you want to put over the most, and this could be foreshadowing for WrestleMania, against the guy who a loss means the least to. And Big Show losing means nothing because it's Big Show. And they highlight Daniel Bryan, the damn yes chance, most over thing ever. It is what it is. Cena looked like he might have legitimately hurt his shoulder to me. I don't know. The way he crumbled into the corner after he gave the AA to Big Show, but that could just be selling. But Cena's not known for selling, so who knows. Overall, I felt it was a decent SmackDown. 2 matches, 1 really, really good promo. That's what this is going to be remembered as. It's all the access stuff, all of the recapping is fine and dandy. But really, if there's one thing to watch on this night, it is the Divas promo. And that is a rare thing to say. I think that was the one thing to take away, and it was a lot of fun. And we don't need Girl Cena right here because the Divas division represented itself very nicely going into WrestleMania. And we will see what happens in just a couple of days because we're right here. Hall of Fame ceremony is tomorrow. I have no idea what shows I'm going to do over the next 2 days. I don't know if I'm going to do a top 5. I don't know if I'm going to do the viewer questions will still be live on Sunday, of course. I'm not really sure what I want to do as far as tomorrow. I might do a top 5 WrestleManias of all time, or I may decide to just take calls and talk WrestleMania and just kind of, talk to some buddies. Maybe I can get some people on the show and we can do some reviewing and recapping of WrestleMania and, some breaking down of things maybe. All right. So make sure you're checking out everything on the channel. Appreciate everything you guys do to support Dead on Dave Productions. And we will see you a little bit later on, I'm sure, right here on Dead on Dave Productions. Peace.